tell us about the new exhibit here at the Singer?
Yeah, the Singer Museum shows the third exhibition about corporate collections. We had one from America, one from Germany, and this one comes from Belgium, and it's about Belgian art between the 1880s and 1930.
And what kind of painters does it entail? I mean, a lot of people here in Holland are not so familiar with the Belgian painters. Could you maybe tell us a little about them?
Yeah, that's true. We don't know it, although it's very nearby, Belgium. We have, say, about 50 years of art history now in the museum showing. And it's about a realistic style with social elements in it. Impressionism, Neo-Impressionism, symbolism, modernism, and it all comes together between 1880 and 1930.
Now you say that this is part of a corporate collection. How does that work, and what are your plans in that area?
Well, we started a few years ago with the Sara collection, and we showed works of art also from that period, and especially the turn of the century and modernism. And we find it very interesting to notice that those corporate collections are very interesting, and they're beautifully restored but they're always in a building nobody can enter. So we have this beautiful art museum in the middle of Holland, and we're able to show them to everybody. And we notice that a lot of Belgian people come with buses, they come to Laren and look for the works of art that normally are in the bank building in Brussels. So it makes people curious.
Now, many of these Belgian artists actually came and lived and worked in Holland, didn't they? Could you tell us about some of those?
Yeah, it's very interesting to know that during the First World War, a few of the Belgian artists went to Holland, and they first ended up in Amsterdam, like Gustav de Smet and Frits van den Bergen. And in Amsterdam they heard about het Gooi, the region where the Laren Singer Museum is. And they started to go there because a lot of modernist painters from Holland were inspired by the region. So they came to Blariken, which is nearby Laren, and they started to develop an artist colony, a very small one, with Belgian artists. And the very interesting thing is that they developed their style when they stayed in Holland from pointillism, like Neo-Impressionism, very bright colors, like the one we're standing in front of this one, to the very famous Belgium expressionist style, which is totally different. And it all took place in about 4 years.
Now, again, many of the Dutch visitors are not going to be familiar with the Belgian art. How would you describe it in relationship to the same schools in Holland of art, or the same schools in France?
Well, I think what is very evident is that the Belgian artists also looked internationally. They looked to France and to Germany and everywhere. But always they keep their feet on the ground. It is as if all the paintings and sculptures are coming out of the ground. They have their feet on the ground. And there's always a lot of material. It's never too airy or too shady. It's always there and you can touch it. And it's always figurative. I think they translated all the international styles in some kind of Belgium style. Sometimes you think, oh, it's so dark, or they have big feet on the paintings. But it all tells something about Belgium style, their own translation.
Now, during the summer, I think those fortunate people that make it to Laren and come to the Singer will find quite a wide variety of Belgian styles here. How long will this exhibit be on display?
Yeah, the Belgian art of the collection of the Gemeentekrediet will be in the Singer Museum up until the 26th of September.
And maybe you could tell us a little about the styles that might be expected. This is really an international caliber exhibit, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. It's about 50 years of art, and very interesting years, very exciting. What you see is when you walk in the city, or in some cities in Holland, you see our beautiful poster girl, and that is made by Knopf, a symbolist painter, who painted this beautiful portrait of a very young girl. She symbolizes the styles of symbolism, But you also see very interesting French-like Impressionist paintings, Pointillist paintings by Theo van Rijsselbergen, who had this beautiful sailing boat in a big blue sea. But you also have paintings from Belgium Expressionism, dark, compact paintings and strong sculptures. So you have a variety of light and dark, heavy and light. It's 50 years of work, 50 years of art, and I think it's very good everybody is able to come and look at these works of art, because, well, normally they're hidden in a bank building. So in these beautiful rooms, they come up very beautiful, and even the directors of the bank told us they loved it this way. It's better than in the bank.
And now is the part of the program where we get to take a look at the painting with the curator. So let's go do that. Thanks.
So I think, well, now you're looking at one of the very interesting paintings by James Ensor, who's internationally known. He painted this beautiful portrait of two men who are really drunk. I think, my feeling is it's Friday and they got their salary and it's all gone in booze. So it's painted in, I think, 1883. And he was used to alcoholism, because when he came back from the academy, he thought, I'll be on my own and I'll go painting. And he came back to his house. He was born in Oostende, near the coast in Belgium. And when he came back, his father was a drunk, he was an alcoholist. His mother had to run the souvenir shop where he found all the beautiful masks and interesting things. His aunts were there and they were all day fussing about what to do or not to do. So he's in a pretty funny environment. And he painted this beautiful painting that almost went abroad. But the gemeentekrediet, the bank who owns this collection, organized that it was, they bought a painting for their collection together with a lot of other paintings. So it stays in Belgium. And I think it's, one of the paintings I know of Ensor that is very interesting. It's so soft and there's real human drama in it. He's not even able to stand up anymore. And the glass is falling there. It's still falling. You're waiting for the sound of the glass touching the tiles in the cafe. And you can read the posters for a few letters, words, recognizable, and they're depressed. Okay, we're standing in front of the painting of Gustav de Smet, the same painter we were talking about when we were doing the global information about this exhibition. And then it was about a very light and bright painting, green. And this is the same artist, only a few years later. And Gustav de Smet is one of the painters who went to Laren during the First World War and started painting and developing his own style, which transformed from pointillism, real bright colors, to this dark style, very compact. And this is about a little church in Blaricum, a nearby village, very nearby Laren. And you can see it is painted from a very interesting angle. It looks as if the whole church is blowing away. It's compact, it's very dark, and it has beautiful, figurative, but not very figurative parts. So you can recognize a church, you can recognize a landscape, but you also recognize something of the feeling the painter had when he painted this. And that was the meaning he had. It's called a style, Flemish Expressionism, and it says everything.